Hello, guys. Good evening, and welcome back to Kay Says. Hold on, let me get my driggity drink. Ooh, it's right here. Okay. So, guys, the next thing we need to do is do a part 2. There's a few questions about things that I want to know. I'm pretty sure it's questions about things that you all want to know and his fans want to know, and perhaps his family if they're watching this. What else I can say? Oh, so it's been a lot of other information that has come out even since I've done the part 1 video. Very interesting. So the whole thing with the Rondo dude coming out, Rondo. And they was reporting that he was dead, found shot in a car. I don't know if that's true. But then I posted it because I thought it was true, but it wasn't true, so I took it down. Then the whole thing about, did y'all hear about that helicopter crash with that heart transplant? And that happened after Vaughn. So I don't know if that was his heart, but I want to know. They do shit like this, y'all. I don't know if he was an organ donor. So, but it came up as theft. And yes, I did see the autopsy photo, the one close up of his face and the one of his whole torso. And they normally just do a typical Y stitch for an autopsy, but they had an additional stitch under his pectoral muscle, which again, it did come up that his heart was stolen. So that just made me feel like, okay, I'm not crazy. That I am more than likely right. Then the issue about Vaughn having control of his masters. And we all know, just like Nipsey, just like Dolph, and just like Gotti, and just like Gucci, all of them that was independent that refused to sign over their masters, really spooky, suspicious shit, jammed up type shit happened to them, to these artists, to these men, to these creatives, to these pillars in the communities in which they came from. Very crazy thing, guys. I think personally, rappers is near and dear to my heart because back way when I used to want to be a rapper. I know you guys are like, what? Listen, I'm 33 now, but this is back like when I was like in my 20s, okay? And like my rap name was K Roche. And that's why that's the name that's in my email, kroche1287. And so it's very near and dear to me, this situation about the rappers. Because, I mean, it could have been me. It could have been anybody. It's just fucked up how somebody could be snatched and robbed of their dreams. And their dreams are robbed for another motherfucker to live their dreams. Like, that's so fucked up, bro. That's so fucked up from just having raw talent and how you put your shit together. And these motherfuckers lazy and want to snuff your shit out. Snuff you out. Steal your shit. Like, it's beyond fucked up. But now I feel like I've become a Vaughn fan, though. You know what I mean? Like, I love his song Take Her to the O. What? Got a stripper bitch. Like, that's my shit. Okay, she from KKK. That's my jam. What? She wanna smoke, so I bought some dope. So it's like I'm a fan now. I'm compelled to be a fan now. You know what I mean? This is just so crazy. I know y'all like, shut up, girl. Get in the fucking reading. Alright, so angels, put a fiery wall of protection around me, my home, my family, and fancy. Angels, allow me to see and hear the messages clearly. Angels, take my bias out of the reading. Angels, angels and ancestors, I thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your patience, your protection. It's just so fucked up what is happening. Do you know if all of these unaborted fetuses, if all of these senseless killings, if all of these do you know how strong we would be as a culture, black people as a culture? Do you know if we weren't being pillaged at every turn? Do you know how far we would be in our culture? And it saddens me. It's taking me to a really low energy place because it's fucked up. It's fucked up and it needs to end. It needs to fucking end. How is it that we got to a point where a human life doesn't mean shit amongst us? Another motherfucker life don't mean shit. How did we get to that point? Honestly, guys, I really think, again, this is a casualty of, and that's the reason why the Four of Pentacles came out the last time in the part 1, because the motherfuckers that's pulling these true strings, and they was under the deck, so that was the actual whole energy of the answer. Those record labels pulled all of these strings for this shit to happen. With NBA Youngboy and Vaughn, King Vaughn, and how NBA Youngboy and perhaps his manager Montana, and perhaps the record label, and then what's his name, Shimmy Shagazi, some shit like that. How they all could have got in bed with Atlantic Records, maybe, like, because they all work together at the top. Just like lawyers work with other, like the prosecutors work with the DA, and all, you know, and all that shit. They all work together, so it's the same thing. And how this shit was orchestrated, because who wins at the top? The record label wins at the top of the beef. So again, it seems like maybe in this case they didn't win if he didn't sign over his masters, but we'll ask all of that. So let's ask specifically just who shot you, and see, and kind of go from there and kind of work our way into information. So King Vaughn, who shot you? Was it one person? Was it two people? Who shot you? So immediately I get a Knight of Cups, a Three of Pentacles, a Six of Cups, the World card, and the Death card. Essentially, that's really a Death card. So guys, if you're interested into learning about the tarot, this is Anthony Lewis, Tarot Plain and Simple. You can say tarot or tarot, however you want to say it. I got this off Amazon, this paperback edition, and I believe this was $16. It's a lot of books to teach you about the tarot, but I've chose this book because another reader said get this book, and also it had a dog on the back that looks like Fancy, so that's why I got it. But anyways, just like I told you guys in part 1, I'm going to go through, so let me just see if I can get any impressions first before I go to the book. So the Knight of Cups feels like somebody offering somebody something about their works. Possibly, because I said who shot you. But yeah, that's what it's telling me. So something about an offer, something about some work, an office, people that work together, something like that. Something about somebody that somebody might know, somebody that somebody may grew up with, and then something about TV, possibly an ending, something about being famous, something about being known, and then of course death or betrayal, something like that. So let's make this make sense. So the question was, King Vaughn, who shot you? And the first card out is the Knight of Cups. Let's look up this card to see what specific messages will apply. That's how my gift works. I go to the meaning in this book, and it's several meanings, so it's going to highlight what I need to say. Spirit kind of highlights it for me as to what I need to say, and I'm led to what I need to say about the question. So we're at the Knight of Cups. Give me a second. Here we go. So, of course, artistic talent. Somebody came with an offer to Vaughn about his artistic talent. Simply. About how we can further your dreams. We can come up with this plan, that plan. It may have even been, because I'm saying, who shot you? This is. Somebody came to him, a younger male came to him saying that, hey, you should give this. Okay. Then I'm going to the Three of Pentacles, because I mean, it already really told me something about somebody tried to offer him something. The record label got together. This feels really crazy. Okay. I could be wrong, because again, I don't know these people, but it's like I'm being energetically pulled to say that so this cup is actually Vaughn. This is somebody that's close to Vaughn, because this knight is able to hold this cup, which means that again, it's just somebody that this, it's a like almost like a package. They came together somewhere, okay? They came together somewhere. This could be Dirk. I don't know. Presented Vaughn to these people at the record label. The people at the record label really looked at Vaughn and was like, listened to his music, understood his story, and was like, yeah, this guy is a star. At that point, it feels that he was given the keys to the city, which means that he then was given access and everything he needed to become the man, the it guy. You know what I mean? He was given people, access, connections, and everything. Okay? That's exactly what it feels like. And it feels like everything was good and he was off to a good start, as we know. This came with upgrading his social status and everything, okay? But this feels like he was told, in order to really do this, you have to be part of the Boule. Sigma Pi Phi. Some people may know it as the Illuminati, but I'm talking about the black fraction of it. Because the black fraction of the Illuminati doesn't really mingle with the white fraction for real. Because it's still racism, okay? But they know that they have to give them some type of delegation, which I mean, what the white members, the white ruling people of this pyramid that I'm talking about, knew that they had to give somebody like black. They had to appoint some black people amongst the black people leadership. You know what I mean? So that's why they can stay within their own shit, and then they trust the one person that they trust that, you know, to hand down messages from the top down. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense, but hopefully you guys are with me. So this feels like he had to become part of something, okay? In order to have this access, the networking, the success, the fame, a way out, a career, you know, something to really work on. They say that heaven feels like your ability to be able to be in your purpose, use your purpose, live in your purpose, and get satisfaction from that. They say that that's actually true heaven. True hell is when you're stuck, stagnated, nothing's growing, you're not going anywhere, you're not progressing, you was doing the same shit you did yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day after, and the day after that, and the day after that, and it's no end in sight of you doing the same thing, of you not growing, staying in the same spot. That's hell, because you're doing the same thing and not growing. So it feels like he was then given this access to a personal heaven, is what it feels like. It feels like, with that being said, he was already marked for an ending, which sounds so fucked up, but that's what I'm feeling. He was marked for an ending. These two cards came out the last time in reference to his demise, so nothing has changed with the fact that somebody young brought this ending to him, okay? Which they're saying is the 21-year-old, or is he 21? I don't know how old Lil Tim is, but the fact that Rondo is 21. Let me see how old Lil Tim is. And guys, I have a announcement. I'll tell you at the end of the video though. $22. Okay. So again, he was granted this access in this personal heaven. So he was willing to do anything his mentor that he grew up with told him to do. Okay, this feels like Lil Dirk or Dirkio, however you want to say it, and King Vaughn. It feels like Dirk was already initiated. And he's trying to bring this person in that represents King Vaughn to the fold. Like, look at all you can have. Look what all they gave me. Like, look, they gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hurry, this is for you. You see what I'm saying? That's how that feels. I don't know why this is call coming up when I asked who shot you. Then we get to the World card. But I'm just going with the energies, okay? Because perhaps Vaughn is leading us somewhere. Then we got the World card, which is a Trump card, which is 21. So this has a lot to do with the question or this scenario that we're in. Let's go to that real quick and see what that has to say and what that has to add. The World. Reaching a natural conclusion, which again, this just means that this ending was supposed to happen. It feels like Vaughn feels he didn't mind dying because he had already completed a lot of things that he wanted to complete. And another thing as to why maybe if I ask a question and Vaughn isn't giving a direct answer, I believe even in death, you can still hold your same personal values. And what I'm saying is that he wasn't a snitch, and it continues to the fact that he's still not a snitch because he's only giving details from his point of view, but not talking about or giving me a name or talking about the actual answer to the question, okay? Which is fine because this is his reading. So the World card is saying, and this again is just his acceptance again that we all have to end. He was like, I'm not even worried about really who took me out because what goes around comes around. I knew I had my date marked. I knew I more than likely wasn't going to grow old. That's not what I signed up for. It would have been a blessing to become an OG. But that's not what I really signed up for. So again, this is just telling me that he is going to be reincarnated very quickly, okay? So it won't be a feeling of necessarily him going to hell or a lower realm to dwell, because he's going to be reincarnated quickly. So it's feeling like there's still lessons. It was agreed upon that there are still lessons that his soul needs to learn. So that's why he has to be thrust back. And also he wants to be thrust back into life quickly. So again, it's just still talking about now this card, which has another X. This card has an X. Here's another X right here. So again, X marks the spot, feels like a target. He was targeted, okay? This was something that was planned. And we'll go more into that in this reading, okay? There's no rush. You got me all night. So we got 1, 2... We got, what is this? 10. 10 of Swords. An ending. So, again, ultimately, Vaughn feels stabbed in the back. I'm hearing them niggas did not have my back. My niggas who was supposed to protect me, no matter what, didn't have my back. This was never supposed to happen to me. He was like, do you know how many pockets this fucks up? How many people won't eat? This set us back. This set my set back. Again, it was something that was trying to be forced upon him. I don't know if he was fully aware on the shit that you gotta do, or if he did it, or it was coming to a point that he had to do it. I'm hearing he wants to let go of what happened in his life. It's over. It's done. It's done. What's done is done. Everybody that had a hand in this gonna get what they deserve. And maybe people can use what happened to me to wake up, and then I wouldn't have died in vain. But I'm letting that shit go because it's over with. I'm focused on my new future and coming back in my next life. I gotta let that go. Because I'm hearing he's being told that if he don't let it go, he can't move on. And he said, yeah, I was fucked up. I was fucked up and couldn't really believe what happened. He said, but it's just like everything else. I took it like a G. He said, I had the heart of a lion. What else? It's just saying that this loss is related to a legal or career matter, or a separation from somebody important in his life. Now, y'all can put the pieces together. We know the legal matter could have been the case with Dirk. We know the legal matter could have been the fact that he wasn't going to sign over his royalties, his masters. That's the legal and the career matter. A separation from an important person in your life could have been Dirk. I just keep hearing it is what it is. So, let's ask, how do you feel about Dirk? How do you feel about Dirk, Vaughn? How do you feel about Dirk, King Vaughn? How do you feel about Dirk? What else? It's a lot of cards, which is to be expected, because they was like day ones, right? They was like day ones. So it's to be expected. We got the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Chariot. We have fast-moving energy, communication. We have somebody defending themselves. We have somebody needing a rest, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the defending yourself, or somebody defending something, or a watch out, or a guarding of something, okay? So the bottom of the deck is a Six of Wands, okay? So the question is, let me move this back just a tad and pull this down so you guys can see. So it says, Or I asked, how do you feel about Dirk? The first card out is a Queen of Wands. How do you feel about Dirk King Vaughn? The Queen of Wands is out. The Queen of Wands generally represents a woman of fiery energy. Passion, violence. I'm hearing like he was the center of attention. He was very popular. The ladies like him a lot. He had good business sense. He had versatility with the markets, because of course he can do a record with Tiana Taylor, and he also could do, you know, a record with Dirk, or I mean not Dirk, with Vaughn, or any type of drill, you know what I mean? That scene. So he was versatile. He had courage. He was focused on building an enterprise and focused really about building the business side of what he done. He was magnetic. People found him attractive. He loved Chicago. It just says that anything that he set his mind on, it was going to have a successful outcome. Somebody that's also the life of the party. Somebody that enjoys competition. So then it goes on to the Queen of Swords. I don't know why this female energy is here though. I don't know why he chose to use these cards. Then it says, interesting. Somebody that had determination, back to career mindedness. Somebody that got good advice. He had good counsel, good people, good mentors. He was being helpful. He was using his helpful assistance to Vaughn. He's not somebody that you could just fool. It says that somebody that's been through a lot. He has a humanitarian side of him. So I understand. So he's saying it's nothing against my man. He said, but it's just that he had the softness that these cards represent. The soft. He's not just hard, kill, fuck niggas. You know what I mean? Die. He was just saying that it was more to him. He had a softer humanitarian side to him. So that's the good. That's how you feel. That's how you feel about him. It's like to his core. Then we got the Chariot card, which is a trump card, which means that it has a lot of weight to the meaning or to the answer. I don't know what astrological sign Dirk is. But the Chariot represents a progress through opposing forces. So he's saying that he made it out. He said, I'm proud of him that he made it out. I'm proud of us that we made it out of where we from. He said that shit ain't easy. That's not an everyday task. He said that's like making it out of a war with no guns. is the type of luck it was. Um, he wanted dominion over Chicago. He wants dominion over Chicago. He wants dominion over, or he has dominion maybe. I don't know. Of course, we know he has success. It appears he has balance. Somehow he's mastered a lot of the skill, the business, the balancing. It feels like the being two people. Okay, so it feels like ghosts. That's what I'm hearing. He's mastered the ability to be ghost from power. Something about like he will always come out on top. I don't know why Dirk he has some of that weird luck like Donald Trump has. It's really weird luck. And he's going to continue to work through any type of struggle and conflict. He said, even my death. And we was like twins. I'm hearing he's going to stay on his square. And because when you get emotional, that's when you're going to get hit. That's when you're not thinking straight. And he said, Dirk is always centered and takes control of competing forces to carry on because he got little niggas up under him who need him to be strong. It's saying something about he may not have the power to speed up an outcome. So what he's going to do is go with the flow of the forces he have set in motion. Something about a retaliation. It's saying that he's a strategist. He has determination and a clear sense of purpose. Whatever his new strategy might be, which feels like retaliation. It's saying that this situation will resolve itself in the favor of Dirk. Interesting. Next, we go to the 7. Oh, no, it's the 8. 8 of Wands. So what this says is full steam ahead towards the plan. He's going to get quick results. If he needs to travel to get this done, he will. They're in a frenzy. Everybody's mad. It's like they're buzzing like bees. It's like the hive is at an all-time loudness right now, which is understandable. He's saying Vaughn being taken off, or I don't know if this is Dirk, but it's saying Vaughn being taken off the board was a major setback to Dirk's operation and his plan. He's going to bring in new proteges because it's something he said. Something about it's all about having somebody you can trust around these snake ass industry niggas. Yeah, they going ahead with this plan. They are in the movement of acting on this plan as we speak. And people are traveling to wherever they need to travel to execute this plan. Next, we come to the Seven of Wands. So again, this is just wands. So I'm feeling like actually this is like Vaughn and I don't know if they always was on the same side or they like was from different sides and then came to be on one side, because it's like how two becomes one against two separate enemies is what it kind of feels like here as well. But it made me say that because this wand represents a gun, a knife, something like that, right? So it's a gun. So I feel like this is Vaughn because Vaughn doesn't have a problem with fighting, like with his hands, okay? And if need be, like a sword. He don't maybe always wanted to come down to maybe a gun. Sometimes it feels like a satisfaction of whooping your ass, or like a knife fight. Now, because he did a lot of time in jail, ain't no fucking guns in jail. So you have to either be strategic, you learn with your mouthpiece. So intellect, your mouthpiece, your hands, a knife or some type of shank or some type of man-made weapon of that choice, okay? So this is Dirk. This is Vaughn. This is them working together to conquer the music industry and leave the city to become how dripped up and draped up this person is. It's almost like them driving like in a phantom or a wraith, because it has like that ceiling. Anyway, back to this. So this just means like a war, actually a war. A war is up on, let me go back to this card. Whew. Excuse me, this feels like a war. Definitely. Then we get to the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is going to talk about somebody defending themselves and standing your ground. So that was Vaughn standing his ground. He feel like that's what, I don't know, but maybe feel like that's what Dirk told him to do or taught him to do or always instilled in him, that he needs to stand his ground. And I'm just hearing I was having an advantage with the fight over all of them people coming at me. It appears that it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that had guns. This also feels like one person is going to be shooting a person or up against a person with 6 guns. 6 people, 1 on 6. Ooh. Oh. I'm hearing he gotta get in the field for me. I'm hearing he'll never switch sides, which means like he won't go Hollywood. Like Dirk won't go Hollywood. He said he'd rather fight than switch to Hollywood. I'm hearing that Dirk feels the pressure as he enter this confrontation and this challenge and this opposition. Everybody is looking towards Dirk to solve this. What is Dirk thinking? What is Dirk feeling? What is Dirk gonna do? He feels that pressure. It's just saying that he got a devotion to the cause and he'll win at nothing. It's just talking about victory. Then we get to the 4. He said, on behalf of the vengeance, he's defending his honor. Vaughn saying, he's defending my honor. While I rest up, he fighting for me. And then that's when Dirk can be at peace as well. It feels like Vaughn will be earthbound until he gets some type of retribution for what happened. But a war and a fight is definitely coming. Something about Dirk taking him and 9 men, or him and 9 men. Dirk got a crew of 9 men. And it's just the victory card is at the bottom, so he will have victory with the fight. It will go his way. So that's how Vaughn feels about Dirk. And then also, once this is done, then he gonna leave the spotlight for a while, because he's still fighting that case, is what I'm hearing too. King Vaughn, how do you feel about Rondo? How do you feel about Rondo? How do you feel about Rondo? How do you feel about Rondo, Vaughn? Ooh. We can even move it like this. I'm being told to move it like this. How do you feel about Rondo? We got the 8 of Pentacles. We got the Temperance card. We got the Death card. We got the 2 of Wands card, the 4 of Pentacles card, and the Ace of Swords. So this is about to be very interesting. Vaughn, how do you feel about Rondo? 8 of Pentacles is the first card out. Let's go to that. I'm just hearing this dude was a hard worker just like I was. He was caught up. He was just trying to make records and make songs just like I was. You know what I mean? He kind of came from a similar background like I was. You know what I mean? And he was just trying to make it out and come up. He was unbalanced though with his pride and his emotions because of what happened to him, because of his past. That he was almost like the living dead, because it's like he never connected to a spirituality because of not knowing where he belongs. He was saying the feeling of he didn't mind being reckless and bringing death to anyone. An ending of some sort is in Rondo's future as well. An ending of some sort. Now, usually the death card doesn't usually mean an actual death. I don't know, but it's some type of ending is coming. It could be death, but it's some type of ending, most definitely. Maybe an ending to maybe how he was moving, an ending to how he lived, an ending to the recklessness, an ending to his immaturity. It could be ending to any of those things. But there's some type of bad news or some type of ending on the horizon for Quando Rondo. Then we get to the Two of Wands. Quando Rondo is put up somewhere. It's what it's like. It seems like he's like he wants. It's the feeling of wanting to interact with the world, but you can't. He'll have to interact from far away. He has guards, 2 security guards, 2 bodyguards, 2 people guarding him. The record label and the people that control the record label ultimately concocted this plan for Quando Rondo to be the fall guy for NBA YoungBoy's beef with King Vaughn. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm getting the impression of. The plan is always the confusion, the death, the ending to black men. Okay, that's all. At the end of the day, if it's an ending to a black man, then these white people at the top win. That's it. All they cared about is another black life erased off the face of this earth. That's all they care about. That is a win for them. So perpetuating the violence and perpetuating the beef and pulling the strings to the beef between these, the tension between these two parties, they win at the top. Let's see. Yeah. But at the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So again, that just speaks to a plan that was hidden. There was secrecy involved in what took place in Quando Rondo's participation in this whole thing as far as King Von's demise. I'm hearing that Goofy got played. You fighting another man's battles and you don't even know it. You got played. He said, I thought I got played. No, he got played. I'm hearing because he about to lose his brother. He about to lose his brother. And he about to lose people close to him. At least 2 people close to him. He gonna lose money because he can't perform. So a loss of career, a loss of status, a loss of fame. That's what I'm saying. A lot of things are ending for him in the future. So he said, that's how I feel about him. Let's ask, did Vaughn sign over his masters? Vaughn, did you sign over your music masters? Did you sign over your music masters? Did you sign over your music masters? You can ask what the angel answers. I can give us a more definitive, like a yes or a no. Did you sign over your music abundance? Did you sign over your music masters? No need to worry. Please tell me with a yes or a no, Vaughn. Did you sign over your music masters? It appears to be a no. Ooh. This card dropped. Okay. So we got abundance, which means that he had something that people wanted. Somebody felt that he had more than he needed. What is that? I'm hearing like, what is that nigga gonna do with all of that money? He don't even know what to do with all of that money. He don't even know how to spend money. He don't know how to. He ain't gonna do shit but fucking buy on some bullshit. That's what I'm hearing. Like somebody at the top is saying that. But the sword is down on this picture. So this depicts that he did not sign it over. He said whatever the deal was, it was not, it was communicated clear what they wanted. And he said, but the way they came about it, it was like on some slick shit. He said, so I knew they was up to no fucking good. He said they tried to sweeten the deal and make it like an offer I can't refuse. He said, actually when I went out was the perfect timing. When I went out, it was the perfect timing. And it feels like I don't know, something about DNA. Feels like something about snakes, something about DNA. I don't know what that means. This just saying talks, planning, like 3 people came together to concoct this plan to try to get him to hand over his masters. They was trying to work. I'm hearing they was trying to wait for the perfect time to get it from me or to ask. They was trying to create chaos. And then be the solution to put me, or it was going to keep putting me in positions to where I had no choice but to sign it over. What else? Is your heart in LA? Did they take your heart to LA? Did they take your heart to LA, Dirk? Vaughn. Did they take your heart to LA, Vaughn? Did they take your heart to LA? I'm not laughing because of the question. I'm laughing because I had a feeling when I seen, did y'all seen where that helicopter crashed that was carrying that heart? That was Vaughn's heart. That feels like an ultimate stretch, but it's not. That was Vaughn's heart. And I'm laughing because in my head, when I seen it, I said he made that helicopter crash because they took that heart from him, unbeknownst to his family or whatever. I sat and I was like, I thought maybe I was tripping. Like, what? He made that helicopter crash. He did. It like spiraled out of control, and I think 2 people was aboard. And they got ejected or something like that. I don't know. That's interesting. And it's like this, like on top, like it all happened on top of the hospital, on the helipad. Wow. Somebody bought it. It went to some old white person. Some old rich white man. 2 people was bidding over it. Somebody was bidding over it. He said, and I'm the one that knocked. He said, I think he said he tripped the dude or he knocked the heart out their hand. They took his heart, y'all. And what's crazy, even though on this picture, this man looked like he got on a necklace and it's like a fish. But don't that look like a heart? This old man has Vaughn's heart. This old white man. It may be an old cop or old police officer or old somebody that's maybe a judge or old somebody like that. Somebody got his heart. They bid on it. Somebody else got another organ of his too, perhaps. Feels like eyes. Feels like eyes. Feels like eyes. Oh, shit. Feels like eyes. Let me ask. And I said eyes because this person right here, the King of Cups, has their eyes open but has the heart. But this King of Pentacles' eyes is closed. Ooh, shit. I think they took my eyes. What the fuck? Let me ask. Did they take your eyes? Did they take your eyes, Vaughn? Did they take your eyes? Did they take your eyes? It's not really clear. Let me look up maybe what the Five of Pentacles means. The bottom of the deck. They take your eyes. They did, y'all. They did. They did. They did. I'm gonna ask with this Angel Oracles deck just to be on the safe side so I'm not tripping. Vaughn, did they take your eyes? Did they take your eyes? Did somebody buy your eyes? This card wanted to come out too. And it's just saying that I was right. Listen to my intuition. They did. They did, y'all. That's... Ooh, what the fuck? What else should I ask? Let's see if he has any messages. Do you have any messages for your family, Vaughn? Something about like family issues. He said my death is going to cause, or my family maybe has some stuff going on anyway. And I hope that they can work through the family issues, and maybe my death can bring them closer. I'm hearing trust. To trust the process and trust that everything will be okay, and that eventually they'll be able to have a new lifestyle because of the royalties and stuff that he left behind for them. What other messages do you have for your family? Vaughn, what other messages do you have for your family? What other messages do you have for your family? On the horizon. So I'm hearing just a lot of family issues, maybe involving money, is going to be on the horizon. I'm hearing that. I hope that they think it through. They in for a long fight. Things are just beginning. It's just saying the time is now to change your thought process. The time is now to not to quit acting irrational. The time is now to change. My death should be a catalyst for change. The time is now for me to be the last person that dies too young. It's no point of having kids if nobody is there to raise their kids. What other messages do you have for your family, Vaughn? What other messages do you have for your family? Give me more information. What other messages? Tell me more about this love beginning. That basically, I'm hearing something about maybe they really loved me while I was here, but the fact that I'm no longer there, they really love me, and because they'll understand because I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, they'll really miss me more than usual, of course, because I'm gone. They can't just see me. I'm not just gone working. No positive energy. So it's like they don't have positive, maybe he's saying that somebody doesn't have positive influences around them, and you need to move around positivity and get away from negativity. If you're going to always be around negativity, you'll fall victim to negativity. So you need to start moving to positive areas, do positive things, be around positive people. He said if you don't, then it's like we'll have no legacy, and that's ultimately what they want. I was shown that that's what they want. Kill generational wealth, kill our lineages, kill our generational. He was like, we were supposed to be elders. If we're all dying, then these kids is not gonna have elders. My where I'm from won't have elders. I don't know if he was just beginning to get in a new relationship. Or what? But any other messages that you have, Vaughn? Any other messages? So just he said putting the end into only thinking about yourself and being selfish. I don't know who he's talking about, but somebody needs to put an ending to being selfish, and they'll be able to have love. I don't know who these messages are for. Any other messages? Any other messages? that he want to urge young people to let go of wanting to be a rapper. Let go of superficial dreams of getting quick money and wanting to be materialistically rich. He said, I want my children to learn how to play chess because life is chess. Chess teaches you balance, patience, strategy. He said, I want to give birth to some type of new career paths. I want my kids to be doctors, lawyers, firefighters. He said anything than what's glorified in our community, which is an athlete, a rapper, stuff like that. He said none of the superficial, stereotypical stuff. He said ain't nothing wrong with being an accountant. Ain't no with having a family and being a family man and taking care of your family. He said, I love my kids. I'm going to always be with my kids. He said, that's what I'm going to miss the most, seeing my kids grow up. But I'm going to always be there, get them guidance and protection. I just keep hearing I love my kids, man. I love my kids. I'm going to always be there at night. He was like, he said actually, in a way, I'm able to do things that I wanted to do, which means that I could go one place to another. He's like, I mean, if I'm in one place, then maybe I can't see the other kid. You know, maybe they wasn't in the same place all the time. I don't know. But he was just saying that he could kiss both the kids good night at night. Let's pull from this deck and see if there's any other messages Vaughn has. Are there any messages that you have in this deck? Anything that I'm missing? Is there anything that I'm missing, Vaughn? Let me know now. Life is temporary. He's saying life is temporary. Life is short. He said, and 26 years ain't shit to be alive. I got a lot of stuff done, but it was a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. It was a lot of stuff that I could do. I had plenty of time on the clock, I thought. So people need to care about life more. I wish I would have cared about life more. I was starting to want to change. He said a lot of my mistakes I just made just being ignorant, young, dumb, and ignorant. He said I was learning more. I was being around people with more wisdom. I was seeing more. I was, life was creating value. Life was like life. I know what you're saying. That's the last time I see that. He's saying that. He said the Vaughn shop is closed. I don't know if people was using him or taking advantage of him, or he felt like he was just doing a lot for people, and it's like it was a hard time saying no. He didn't know how to say no. He wanted to learn how to say no. And I'm hearing maybe he wanted to say no more. I wanted to say no more. I don't know what his relationship like is with his mother, but a card is coming up about mother issues. Or this could be something about baby mama issues. I don't know. All right. What other messages do you have, Vaughn? What other messages? That people need to pause and reflect on their life, sit still for a little bit, and really think about what you doing. He said, motherfuckers just out here moving. Ain't even putting no thought behind it. Ain't even no plan behind it. All they want is fucking money. Money to do what? More bullshit. Because then once you get the money, you bullshit it. Then you just wasted all of that time if you ain't had no plan and no strategy behind what you was finna do with that money. Because what people gonna do, if you don't got a plan for the money, people just gonna come along and beg for it. What other messages? What other messages, Vaughn, do you have? Is there anything I'm missing? Any other messages? He said he's gonna be, he gonna miss being fun, joking around, being the life of the party, having fun, laughing, just having a good time, just living life. He gonna miss that part about living in that life that he was in. He said something. He gonna miss being a player. He play all day, God. He play all day. He like something about, he said he was a romantic, writing letters. He used to love writing love letters. He said something about love letters. That's cute. Any other messages? Any other messages? That people need to have more patience, and quit moving so fast. You like, motherfuckers just out here moving so fast, and not letting shit come to them. He was like, motherfuckers just moving fast without no plan. He also saying time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. And it's not going to be okay fast. He said it's going to take time. And people that truly love me, this is really hard for them. He was like, I'm fine. I've accepted what happened, and I'm just trying to do the work I need to do over here so I could come back. He said, I love being alive. He said, it's cool stuff I can do over here too. He said, but I can't move like I want to move over here when I was in a body. So... And he said people need to love themselves more. He said a lot of these men doing stuff because they don't know who they are. They don't love themselves. Because if you love yourself, then how can you hurt somebody that look just like you? He said a lot of this shit stem from self-hate that they put into us. He said, but I ain't really fully accept all of this till I came over here. And was shown and was seen the whole plan, the whole dirty tricks, and how we just play into their hand, and it's right there. So that's the messages I have for you all. Thanks for staying to the end of the video. If there's anything that I left out, please leave those questions down in the comments for a part 3. We will stay on top of any new information that comes out about this case. Guys, I finally reached 1,000 subscribers. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a special live. I want to say maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, somewhere around there. And I'll be able to, I'm going to give giveaways away. So like maybe pick a number, maybe ask a question. Y'all put the answer down, you know what I'm saying, in the chat. And then I'm be able to give my email away. And then y'all can email me so I can link with y'all so y'all can get y'all prizes. So I'm going to give away a tarot deck. I'm going to give away this book. I'm going to give away a crystal ring that I blessed with some money oil. That's about it. And I'm gonna give away 2 free readings. Okay, so guys, check me out tomorrow, 5, 6, maybe like 4, 5, 6 o'clock, depending on when the stuff get delivered. And I'm gonna go live and do 1,000 subscriber giveaway live. Okay, and guys, it's been apparent to me that I cannot get monetized through here. So guys, we're gonna have to ramp up this support for the channel. Okay guys, please ramp up the support for the channel through my Cash App. It's TheeLash God, GAWD, D God. Okay, I'll leave that information below. I'll leave my email below. Support your girl, send donations as a thank you for like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, sis, keep it going. If y'all have any special requests that I'm not doing, you can also send in a donation, and that will show me that, hey, like, maybe I need to go ahead and do this. You know, I'll do the reading faster for you. If you want it done that bad, just send in a donation for a specific reading that you want to do. We talking like $5, $10, $20. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy, okay? I know everybody's going through things with their money. Everybody's money kind of fucked up with COVID. Mine too, included. So that was the end of the video, guys. Like I always say, seek the truth, vibrate higher, and carpe diem, guys. Until the next time, I'm out.